I am J.T. Roberts. J.T. Roberts is the title on this PowerPoint presentation slide. It's not the name of a business. It's not the name of a brand. It's not an app. It's my pen name, as Sarah mentioned. I published a book a few weeks ago through a small indie firm out of Charleston, South Carolina. And it's set right here in Cedar Rapids. It's kind of an ode to the post-collegiate life set up here in the upper Midwest. So why is it that I thought talking about a contemporary novel would be appropriate for this venue? Well, let me answer that. I attended my first 1 Million Cups event earlier this summer. And I was at the advent of a new phase in my professional career, and I wanted to use it as a networking opportunity, a chance to shake some trees and meet maybe some potential new business partners, some new clients and the like. Never once did I have the notion that this was going to be a place to share my story. That is until I heard my first presenter up here. And this gal from Marion, this artist, came up here and she just rocked the crowd with her genuine passion for what she was doing, where she wanted to go, and how she could be helped from her community. And it was intoxicating. And for those of you that know me, I'm not the sharpest knife in a drawer. But this would be a great venue to share my story. And most importantly, the perfect audience. Because for my money and my experiences, it's the true spirit of an entrepreneur that drives successful communities and cities around the globe. And I really believe that the majority of you out here today would agree with that sentiment. And that's the bedrock of my story, the spirit of an entrepreneur. Like I said, it's set here in Cedar Rapids in 2008. And at the very least, I try to do two things. I try to showcase the joy and the struggle that can be those years after college, where you're trying to form your adult life, where you're trying to get your career off the ground, those last formative steps. And two, and most importantly, I try to shine a light on how someone can go about figuring out a way to make their hobby, their craft, their passion, their actual profession, and also lead you to a desired lifestyle. I also try to get into some other thematic elements like corporate and cultural conflict in post-9/11 America, and also not allowing your vices to overcome you and your goals, hence the title, The Brown Bottle Squeeze. But at the end of the day, it's just a story of a dude trying to get out of the daily grind, trying to get out of the living for two, dying for five standard, and that's how it's often referred to throughout the book. Well, let me back up a step and mention again, it's set in 2008. So 2008, around the world, around the country, people think, the start of the Great Recession. Sure, that's part of the conflict. I'm sure everybody out here today has a story on how that financial meltdown impacted you or a family member or a loved one in some way, maybe a dozen stories. But it's set here in Cedar Rapids, and what do people think of in 2008 in Cedar Rapids? The flood, right? Well, the flood offers the narrator a proper perspective at a time where he's trying to navigate through some pretty nasty goings-on with some of his professional endeavors. And in a real ironic twist of fate, this latest go-around did the same for me. Like I said, I'm trying to launch this hybrid, independent, new career. And throughout the summer and early fall, like every move and decision I was making was like the most important thing in the world. But then 13 days ago, how many of us here were filled with a sense of dread? Like, you gotta be kidding me, this is gonna happen again? Just the unthinkable. But through fantastic leadership, great engineering, hard work by citizens and surrounding friends and neighbors, we're here today, and schedule uninterrupted. So I guess with all that being said, I felt like it would be a great disservice if I didn't try to share my story with this crowd. So whether or not reading slice-of-life fiction is your thing, whatever. I think that you being here and the kind of folks that are excited to hear the stories of entrepreneurs or entrepreneurs yourself, you'll be able to relate to this, and I think you'll really enjoy it. And for those of you that are from CR and adore this place like I do, I hope that within the plot you find a subtle little nuanced love letter to this city where I had the good fortune of growing from being a boy to a man. I moved here 12 years ago this week, and have been so blessed by meeting some of the most fantastic people I've ever met along the way and become friends with. And most fortunately of all, and due in large part because of the flood of '08, I fell in love with and married my best friend a few short years later. So next time you're down your Nubo, go down to Next Page Books. Pick up a copy of Brown Bottle Squeeze. Next time you're on Amazon, download it. Like I said, I really think you'd enjoy it. I meant for my debut to be a fun, quick read, and from all accounts, or at least a few initial accounts, I was able to pull that off, at least relatively speaking. So, yeah, I mean, check it out. And one last thing I would like to say, invite everybody to, we're going to take a deeper dive into the story next Tuesday at 7 o'clock at the CSPS Auditorium. We're going to mean for it to be a fun, entertaining evening. And if nothing else, you'll get free beers. So, yeah, Sarah, thanks again for this opportunity, and I'd like to open it up to questions.